¿Cuál es su nombre?
Jesús Villa.
¿Quién eres tú, Jesús?
¿Manda?
¿Quién eres tú?
¿Quién soy yo? Pues el hijo de mi madre y mi papá. Pero soy nacido aquí en San Diego. Fui criado aquí, nací aquí, pero mis papás son mexicanos. Del lado de mi mamá mi mamá es de Zamora, Michoacán, y mi papá es de Gómez Palacio, Durango, del norte.
Do you have a relationship with them?
Sí, hasta la fecha tengo una relación con ellos. Still do.
How has culture or your heritage affected you or hasn't affected you at all?
¿Cómo quieres que te responda, en español o en inglés?
¿Cómo usted?
If I'm being honest with you, me being Mexican American first generation has not affected me whatsoever. I know you get a lot of people that say, oh, like, you know, Mexicans and minorities have like, they're underprivileged and they have like just a harder time finding a job, going to school and all that stuff. And I disagree with that. I believe that that's a victim mentality.
What do you think that is?
I think it has to do a combination with politics, and also most immigrants that immigrate over here to the States, they're not really aware about their rights. So, for my personal opinion, I feel that they get kind of brainwashed.
So you think they're getting kind of brainwashed or tricked into not knowing their rights?
Exactly. And then they always, for example, you turn on the TV and it's always something having to do bad with like Mexicans or blacks or any type of minority, when I believe that's not the case.
Okay. Explain to me what's the case or how do you navigate this case? Because there's a lot of problems and like you said, people not knowing their rights. It's a disease that is hard to diagnose. What do you think is?
Me personally believe I feel that it starts with like television. For example, my mom, she only speaks Spanish along with my grandmother, and they're always on like watching TV, the news specifically. And I don't want to get political, but for example, two of the main channels that they use are Telemundo and Univision, and they're very left-leaning, very democratic, and I just feel that they brainwash them because most of the times, everything they talk about is not true. Like, for example, when President Trump was running his last previous election, you know, like he supposedly said that all Mexicans are rapists and all that stuff. It's not even about my opinion. It's just a fact that like the left, they kind of twist the words and make it seem and just try to intimidate like the minorities.
How do you feel about it regarding you and your family? Because I know this type of stuff hits hard, close to home.
Yeah. Well, don't get me wrong, it's difficult. And I try and talk to them about it. Like, just take this for example. Under the Obama administration, it's a fact, this is not my opinion, it's a fact that he deported more Mexicans or just illegal immigrants during his, like, tenure.
How do you feel about immigration?
That's a complicated situation for me because me, myself, I'm a legal resident, right? But my parents, they're not. They're illegal. So you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm like...
Conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest. I'm like in the middle. Like I see both perspectives. So, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It perfectly does make sense.
Yeah.
I know. It's like being between the sword in the wall. How we say in Spanish, right? La espada en la pared.
Ándale. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean.
Were you raised with left-leaning politics?
What's that?
Were you raised with left-leaning politics?
Yeah, up until Trump's first presidency. That's when I stopped watching TV. I started doing my own research, and I was like, "Are you serious? Like, Trump is saying a certain thing, and then you have like the left people and like Democrats basically saying that, oh, he's racist, this and that. I'm like, it just wasn't adding up, and I just kind of formulated my own conclusion.
Okay.
They would always say like, everyone that's crossing from the border, like they're all rapists. Trump never actually said that if you look that up. It's just like the Democrats twisting the words so they could like brainwash, in my opinion, so they could brainwash the minority so they could get more votes. How Trump lost the last election.
You would prefer him to win?
As an American citizen, yeah, absolutely.
You say you're a legal resident, right?
I'm a legal resident. I was born here.
Oh, you were born here. Okay, I thought you were a permanent resident.
No, I was born and raised here.
Okay.
I was born and raised here, man.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
I
it's
got
like
confused for a second. How do you feel about this new election? You have Kamala Harris and Trump.
I mean, me personally, I'm definitely gonna vote for Trump, but at the same time, I feel like I don't know, like something's gonna go down where like the Democrats kind of like cheat and they're gonna end up winning. That's my gut feeling. Like mi sexto sentido. Like I just feel that Trump is gonna lose. But I mean, it is what it is, man.
How do you think that affects society in general? How do you think this place is gonna look?
A lot worse than what it is right now. I mean, go outside, look at the streets. A lot of homeless, a lot of people. On my way to work, I'm passing like 2-3 guys like smoking fentanyl, you know, like injecting themselves, doing drugs and shit. And like, you don't get me wrong, no one's perfect, right? But under Trump's administration, when he was like president, like I didn't see that often. Like, and financially, it's like I was fine. My parents were fine. And right now, it's like we're struggling. Like,
Do you think that hits you hard?
Financially, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
How do you feel about drugs? You say that right now we see that there's more homelessness and drugs, like at least publicly.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least publicly.
Yeah, it's like it's not just right here at 12th and Imperial, man. Like go anywhere, man.
And
it's ridiculous, and I can't tell you the solution for it. I'm not smart enough to tell you that. I mean, me personally, I've never abused drugs. I've never used drugs aside from weed and alcohol. But like, this is embarrassing me to say because about everything that I just told you, but back in 2019, I was hanging out with the wrong crowd, wrong friends. At that point in my life, I was abusing drugs, specifically coke. So I did something very stupid. I got caught crossing heroin, meth, coke, and Xanax pills. Yeah.
Oh.
I was looking at 10 years. But I mean, I feel blessed because, I stayed away from that after I got caught. I got myself a good attorney.
You got in jail?
No, I never went to jail. But I had to wear an ankle monitor for half a year. And I had to do classes like Alcoholics Anonymous type of stuff. Fixed behavior, so to say. It's definitely something I regret, and I would definitely never do it again. I would never hang out with those type of people again. But then again, I mean, you need to take in consideration that I was young. I was like, 20, 21. I felt like a god, like I wasn't gonna get caught, and obviously.
You never had an addiction to coke. You were just abusing it, right?
Oh no, I was just abusing it like every once in a while.
Can you explain that if there's a difference between abuse and addiction?
Oh no, yeah. I mean, there's definitely some correlation. I mean, for me specifically, I think abuse is when you're literally, I wouldn't say addicted, but like, let's say you got 7 days out of the week. I would use it like 2-3 days out of the whole week. But when it's addiction, that's a lot harder. Like, you're literally addicted, not just like mentally, but like physically, your body gets addicted to it. But thank God I never got to that point.
So it wasn't hard to get off of that.
Oh, no, absolutely not. No.
Do you think you're lucky for that, or did
Oh,
you
no, I am absolutely lucky. Yeah, because if I hadn't got... This is going to sound stupid, but I'm grateful that I actually got caught. Because I feel that if I hadn't gotten caught crossing all those drugs, I would have still been using up until now.
Tell me how do you look like if that was the case?
Oh, I would probably be in prison right now, like straight up. Because I was using, and I'm pretty sure I would have been drug dealing and stuff, and eventually I would have been caught. Like it's just a matter of time.
So it was kind of like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. I know it sounds like stupid, but again, I'm glad that I actually got caught, because otherwise I would have been continuing hanging out with the wrong crowd. I would have still been abusing it, which would have led to an addiction. So.
How do you meet this crowd?
What's that?
How do you meet this crowd?
An old acquaintance from my middle school.
Middle school?
From middle school. We went to middle school together. Yeah, I mean, we just started hanging out normally like friends, just like smoking cigarettes and weed. And one thing led to another. He was like, hey, you trying to make some money? I have some contacts down in TJ, this and that. I'm always running. I'm like, you sure, bro? Like, at that point, I was naive. I was really young and stupid. And yeah, I mean, he did it more. He ran drugs. He crossed drugs from TJ to San Diego more than me. I did it twice. On the third time is when I got caught.
Explain to me, you get caught, right? And what's the process after that? What's the plan? What did you do?
Wait, what's that?
You get caught, right?
Yeah.
What's the process after that?
Oh, so as soon as they took me out of the vehicle, I asked for my lawyer. I did not say a thing. That was a process, and they had me with Border Patrol for like 2 days.
Do you have a record now?
Yes, I am currently working on it, but like technically right now I'm a felon. I'm a convicted felon. But
How has that affected you?
Oh, it has affected me terribly. Like, for example, I'm a medical assistant. I went to school for that a year ago. And it's been hard finding a job. Because just like any job that you apply, it's like, they run your background and this and that. So right now my plan is to go back to court. I've been in talks with my attorney. And he says that I have a good chance to get my record clean. So I would have to pay him to get my record expunged. Yeah.
Because I don't think medical people want people with drug backgrounds.
No, yeah, exactly. That's why, like, I mean, the best way that I could put it or like word it, I mean, it affects your life badly. I mean, you have a record. Like, even if you applied it at a restaurant, at a Subway, Jack in the Box, like.
That's when I can pop up.
Huh?
Can you vote?
Yeah. No. I cannot vote, which is why I'm going back to court. I already have my court date, actually. It's next month.
Man.
Thank God. Yeah.
A little bit that for you.
No, yeah. But, yeah, at the moment, because I'm a felon and because of my bullshit, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, yeah. Because of that, because of what I did, I can't vote at the moment. But, like, once my record is expunged, I'll be able to vote back again.
And what's the plan looking like now that you're out?
My plan is after expungement, I got 2 things in mind: either join the military, get in shape, or go back to working in clinics and be a medical assistant, because I do have my certificate. So those are my 2 options. Again, once I get my record expunged.
Do you have brothers, sisters?
Yes, I have one brother. He's 23, and I have one sister. She just turned 25.
How's the relationship with them, especially after the whole thing? The bullshit, how you call it?
No, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, we love each other. I love them, they love me, but I feel like I definitely let them down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they looked up to me all the time, and when that happened, it just said I wanted shit, man.
It's like the fantasy broke.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it painful that they have a different opinion of you?
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to elaborate on that?
Well, yeah, I mean, they always used to come up to me like, hey, it's like, I need a ride to like Target for like whatever, groceries, you name it. And now it's like, they don't trust me anymore.
You become like a kid, per se.
Yeah.
And you're the oldest.
And I'm the oldest, and that feels like shit. But yeah.
You're working on it, though.
No, yeah, I'm definitely working on it. Like I'm saying, like I'm currently working as a line cook, and like I said, I already have those few hundred saved up. So
That's right.
hopefully, my attorney he pulls through with that next month, because it's a horrible feeling, man, when your siblings look up to you, and then you fuck up in any aspect of life, and then all of a sudden it's like they just don't trust you anymore. They don't go to you and seek advice.
You're not the superhero no more.
Exactly. When I used to be.
Does that make you feel lonely?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to get sentimental, but yeah, it does.
How about your mom? How does she feel?
She was disappointed. She was sad. Don't get me wrong, she was still by my side. She supported me. But she was disappointed. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only understandable, so. And same with my dad. It was the same feeling. It's like he has so much high hopes for me. And because of that stupidity that I did, that happened, I fucked up. And to the best way that I could put it, I had a lot of potential, and because of that bullshit that I did, I'm like at the bottom of the social hierarchy within my household, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for anything that has to do with like anything, it's like
Your opinion.
my opinion does not matter. I can't talk. So they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. So up until this day, like, don't get me wrong, like, it hurts, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That shit fucking hurts. But at the same time, I'm owning up to it. And like I told you, I'm going back to court next month. And hopefully it'll work out. And hopefully I could get my shit back on track.
You choose responsibility over your actions.
Yeah. And I'm trying to do it right. Which is what I'm doing right now.
Do you have a girlfriend?
She dumped me.
Because?
Because of the same reason.
Can you explain the...
I thought she was gonna be loyal, but then I understand, you know, it's like I put everyone through shit, not just her, my own family, my friends. So, I mean, I understand why she left me. There's no hard feelings. But deep down, honestly, I was expecting some sort of, not necessarily support, but like, just a little bit of positivity, like, hey, you're gonna get through this, you know, like, you fucked up, yeah, okay. But like, I didn't end up in jail or prison. So, but yeah, I mean, that hurt a lot. Not just her, but like within my family members.
What do you think was your worst choice?
Hanging out with them. It's as simple as that. Don't do it. If you're surrounded by like people that do drugs, abuse drugs, or even drink alcohol, but like hard drugs, like stay away from them. Because yeah, you might think they're your friend, but they might have some sneaky intentions, which is what happened with me. Because the way that it went down when we went down to TJ, again, I was doing a lot of coke at that time. Coked out, and they kept giving me some, and...
Addicted, and then boom.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, we're getting across this shit, we're straight, it's like, we got this. And those are the type of no, yeah.
Coke dog.
No, yeah. I mean, I mean, I don't know if you've done it, but like, you know how Coke makes you feel. You feel like fucking
Powerful.
Superman. Like, you feel like on top of the world. But not just that, they also gave me Xanax towards the end
To balance it?
to balance it out and calm down.
That's the perfect word, to balance it out.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I would tell people to stay away from those type of people because they bring you no good.
Right now, are you using any drugs? Hard or not hard?
No. The only drugs that I'm currently using are muscle relaxant and a steroid. But that's because of my sciatic nerve.
Okay.
So that's
You don't
like
drink alcohol right now?
I don't drink alcohol. The only I'm not gonna lie with you, I do smoke weed.
How do you feel about that?
I only smoke on my days off, so I'm responsible about that. So, for example, today, I work later on. I'm not going to smoke right now. Or even after. Only on my days off.
So smoking does affect you.
Yeah.
Do your parents know?
No. Because I don't smoke flower. I smoke like the cartridges.
Yeah.
Vapes. Yeah.
You're smart guy. How do you think they will feel after that and knowing you smoke weed?
Oh, they know.
Oh, they know.
They know, but it's like, again, it's not that big of a deal if it's THC.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they are very democratic.
Yeah, unfortunately, but yeah.
Do you have a religion?
They're Roman Catholic. I was raised Roman Catholic. I went to a Roman Catholic school from preschool all the way till 8th grade. Yeah, and then in high school it was just a regular public high school.
What's your religion now?
How would I put it? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel more Christian than Catholic, despite the fact that I did go to a Catholic school my whole childhood. Just because of like, I don't want to get like, conspiratorial and shit, but I don't know, like for my opinion and the way I see it, I feel like there's a lot of like demonic type of stuff going on within like the Catholic Church, which is something that you don't see with the Christian churches.
Okay, can you explain the difference? What do you feel? The aura?
I wouldn't know how to put it because it's more of like a spiritual type of thing. Like, it doesn't feel right. So, for example, like, Christians, you're only supposed to look up to God. That's it. That's all you're supposed to worship. And with Catholics, for example, you have a whole bunch of saints that they worship. You have the Virgin Mary. And for me personally, I feel that that's not right. I feel that you should just pray to God and Jesus. That's it. And with the Roman Catholic Church, you know how they have like in September, like they have that Virgin Mary like festival thing going on. Like, I mean, yeah, it brings people together, you know. There's festivities and stuff, but it just, from my perspective, in my opinion, it doesn't feel right because we shouldn't be worshiping her. Like, yeah, she's like, or technically, you know, from the Bible, she's Jesus' mother, but even then, I feel like a lot of people worship her too much, and it shouldn't be like that. And it's not just with her, it's with other saints too. And I believe that that's not right, which is why I kind of made this switch.
What are you now?
Christian.
Christian? Any specific Christian or just Christian?
No, just Christian at the moment, because at the same time, like,
You don't want to buy into religion?
it's not necessarily that. I'm just like looking into religion right now, and like, how would I put it? The best way that I could put it is like, I'm confused religiously, like, if that makes sense. So it's like I'm investigating like the Roman Catholic Church and then the Christian Church, and I'm just like,
Have you investigated other churches besides Christian churches?
No, just the Christian Church and the Roman Catholic Church. And at this point in my life, I'm 28. I feel that I align more with Christianity than Roman Catholicism.
What does that mean, being a Christian?
Just strictly worshiping God, praying to God, praying to Jesus.
But
For me.
I mean, yeah,
For
you know,
me.
for example, what I'm trying to say, I guess, is what does being a Christian mean to you besides worshiping God? What does that mean? What does that look like? What is a Christian?
For me, just being a good Samaritan.
Samaritan.
You see a homeless guy in the street, he has a little puppy. I'm gonna give that dude $5, and if not, I'm gonna go inside the 7-Eleven and buy his dog some food or something, a soda, a little snack. It's just common sense at the same time. It's just being nice. It's just
Not being an asshole.
Not being an asshole. Just being nice to your fellow neighbor. It's like if you see that your neighbor needs something or is in need of help, and you can help them, then help them. That's what it means to me, personally.
Where do you see your life going right now?
If it all goes according to plan, and I know I am gonna get my case expunged because I already talked to my attorney 2 weeks ago. It's like I told you previously. It's like I'm either gonna go into the medical field and continue working or start working as a medical assistant, or join the military.
Do you want family?
I do at some point. I've always wanted a family. I've always wanted to have a kid, a little boy.
Is it worrying you that you're getting to an older age?
Yeah, it is because I'm 28, and I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but like.
You don't want to be a grandpa?
Huh?
You don't want to be a grandpa dad?
Yeah, it's like. Not just that, but like where I was going at is like I want to have a family of my own at some point in the future. But like most of the girls within my social circle, like no disrespect, they're basically like, you know,
You want to say it?
they're horse.
Oh.
They're jumping from one guy to another. And it's just hard to find like a good girl that has good Christian values, that values life, and it's just genuinely good. That's hard. That's just for me personally has been hard to find.
It's having hard to find because you have not go to different places, or because that type of person is hard to find?
I feel like it's a combination of both. It's definitely a person hard to find, but me personally, I'm also a shy dude.
You don't have a relationship socially.
No, I do have relationships socially, but like I'm still pretty quiet, reserved. I'm on my own business. For example, if I go to work, I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but it's like I'm there to work. I'm not there to make friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I've been my whole life. And that's something that I'm trying to work on, to be a little bit more friendly, more open. So, but yeah.
What is your best choice?
Honestly, I think it might be the military.
Okay.
That's
Specific military, or you have a specific you want to do?
well, I'm 28, so I can't join the Marine Corps. So at this point, it would be the Army. I know they stopped accepting people at the age of 32.
Okay.
So yeah, but again, if that's like plan A, plan B is medical assistant. If for whatever reason it doesn't work out and they send me to MEPS and for whatever reason they deny me, I still have plan B, which is medical assistant. Which is, in my opinion, not that bad.
It's not.
But yeah.
To finish this, do you have a bad advice and a good advice you can give to people?
Good advice, trust your instinct. That's that gut feeling. If you start hanging out with someone and he starts acting sketchy and you know right away, like cut him off. Cut them off, dude. It's not worth it. That's my best advice that I could give. I wish someone would have given me that advice.
What is your worst advice?
Worst advice would be to ignore those red flags that you see within like your group of friends.
Look out for wolves.
Yeah. And if you ignore those wolves and you don't check them, or if you don't isolate yourself from them, you're in for a lot of trouble because they'll manipulate you.
Can you sleep at night?
Honestly, no. I don't know if it's PTSD or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm not saying that I have it, but every single fucking morning that I wake up, I still relive that whole day that I got arrested. And I always think like what I could have done differently.
Can you tell me that scenario?
Yeah. So this is the most fucked up thing though. So I woke up, right? It was a normal day. My dad, he bought me a brand new car. A brand new car. Remember the day, November 9 at 10:18. We went to the dealership. I got the car, and then again, I was hanging out with the wrong people. This certain person called me. He was like, oh, let's hang out, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And we did, with a brand new car. And then he was like, oh, let's go to TJ. I have a few homies down there, this and that. I was like, okay, yeah, no problem, let's go to TJ. And then once we got to TJ, that's when everything went downhill. And they manipulated me, and they straight up manipulated me. But it was also my fault because I never checked their asses, to put it in
Accurate matter.
Yeah. I feel like if I had like grown a pair, I would have been like, hey, no, it's like, this is too much. It's like, I'm not gonna do no more coke. I'm not down to cross any heroin, meth. I'm not down to do that, bro. But I was so drugged.
You were coked out.
And I was coked out in the beginning when we went to TJ. But once we got to TJ, that's when they gave me sedatives.
It kind of like a trance effect.
Yeah, so I was like basically knocked out. I was like 90% asleep. They had to like fucking carry me into the car and stuff.
No fucking joke.
No, I'm not joking. So I was manipulated, but at the same time, I blame myself. I'm not blaming them because I'm the one that put myself in that position. So, yeah.
Was the car crossing from TJ to here? What did that look like? How did you get caught? Like the agent?
So I was basically passed out in the back seat. We were about to cross. I don't know why, but they sent the dogs. They sent the dogs once they sniffed my car out. Brand new, by the way. Same day.
It was kind of like poetic.
And then they sent us to a la secondary. And then right there, they ran us through like some type of x-ray. And yeah, they told us to get out. And we got arrested. And we were right there with at the border patrol station for like 2 days. I was hallucinating. I'm not joking. I was hallucinating from like so much, from like all the coke and like the sedatives that I was taking. Like I shit you not, it's like I was handcuffed, and then they had my right one like handcuffed over here on the chair, and I was just looking around. And all of a sudden, I saw Pikachu. I started seeing Pokemons everywhere. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I knew I was bad, like in a bad like place health-wise. And then after the 2 days, on the third day, they brought us to downtown. And I kept telling the officer, hey, like, I'm not lying, like I'm seeing shit, like can you guys treat me before you guys like lock me up? Like I want to be like mentally like stable, like if anything goes down. But I'm seeing fucking Raichu, Pikachu, Squirtle jumping and shit. And And the medical guy, he told the officer, he was like, hey, this dude, which was me, he's not joking, like, he needs medical attention. But the officer didn't give a fuck. And they sent me to the holding tank, and I got a seizure. Yeah.
Were you conscious during it?
Yeah, I was conscious, but it's like I had no control. It's like my head, it just kept going like back and forth. And
You had no control over it?
no, it's a seizure. You don't have any
That's
control over
the
that.
shit out of you, right?
Absolutely. And then after that, that's when my sister, she bailed me out. And after she bailed me out, instead of actually bailing us or walking out of the station, they sent me straight to the hospital because of the seizure. But like
The hospital didn't do shit?
no, they don't care, dude.
But that's illegal.
It's illegal, but still, it's like they don't care. They thought I was faking it.
But the medical guy told them.
Told the officer, yeah.
And-
He straight up ignored it.
And even after having a seizure, your sister had to bail you out to go to the hospital?
Yeah. The officers, they don't care, man.
So if you would have died, what?
I would have died right there in the holding tank, straight up. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't think I would have died, but like, you know, it's a seizure. I would have been in like a really bad state, physically. But yeah, I mean, that's what happened to me.
So you got accepted because of it?
Yeah. And I honestly thought that they were gonna help me before they threw me in. Cause I kept telling him, hey, it's like, I'm not lying, dude. It's like the medical guy just told you that I'm not lying. My resting BPM, it was super high. Like I was hallucinating and everything. And the officer didn't give a rat's ass. He just threw me in the holding tank. And, you know.
So basically, they took you to Tijuana, then crossed you. You didn't really cross drugs, they just crossed you with the drugs. Do you think that person was a devil? Had bad intentions? Or do you think it was just a
The person that took me down to TJ, yeah.
You think he had intentions or it was a mistake?
No, he manipulated me. Now that I look at it back, he manipulated me. And I fucking hate that dude. If I were to come across him, I would beat the shit out of him. I don't give a fuck if I go to prison. I don't give a fuck if I go to jail. He manipulated me. He drugged me. He used my car, my fucking brand new car. So, I'm not saying that I pray that I bump into him again, but if I ever fucking do,
It's payback.
on site, yeah. He fucked up my... no. I'm not saying he fucked up my life because, again, I need to own up to my own bullshit. And I put myself in that position. But at that point, I wasn't smart enough to recognize that he was manipulating me. So yeah. Like, it's not totally his fault. It is his fault, but it's also my fault.
Yeah, damn. Do you have any other person?
What do you mean by that?
Do you have any other person that you have bad feelings for?
No, just him. Just him. Because it was three of us. It was that devil, I'm gonna call him devil, me, and the devil's friend. His friend, he lived down like in the South Bay area, like Chula Vista, Otay, like around that area. And he didn't want to come out either. He was just in his house. Pero a huevo se salió el cabrón, knocked on the door. He basically dragged his ass out.
What happened to them?
I don't feel comfortable saying what happened to them because the devil, he got off because I never said anything. And neither did the other guy.
Snitch.
No, because then that would have led to more problems because they also had my ID. They had my address, my full name.
You meaning the person, not the officers?
No, not the officers, the person, like the gangsters.
So basically he will just fuck you up.
Yeah. So I had to stay quiet, and the other dude stayed quiet too.
And he got out.
He got out. And I want to say something, but like, I'm not sure where this is gonna go up, so I'd rather stay quiet.
You can stay quiet, don't worry.
Alright, you know what he did? He got off, right? Me and the other dude, we stayed quiet, we didn't snitch, we called our lawyer, we asked for a lawyer, this and that. But the fucking devil that I'm talking about, he shoved crystal meth up his asshole. And he got away with it because us two, we stayed quiet. Had one of us said something, no, you think I'm joking? I'm not, dude.
I'm not saying that you're joking. I'm just.
I know it's hard to
That's
believe.
an emergency plan, like an orthodox emergency plan. Like,
No, yeah, but like,
what the fuck?
yeah.
Man?
And
So definitely it's inside.
no, yeah, and he was involved deep with, like, I'm not saying the cartel or like what gang he was part of, but like once we got to the house, I swear to God, you saw AKs, Glocks, bricks of heroin, coke. You fucking name it, no. You fucking name
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I never said a word. I just bullshitted my story, and then I asked for my lawyer, my attorney,
That's right.
and so did the other guy. And both me and the other guy, we got off easy, because for me it was like a slap on the wrist. It was like my first offense. Up until that point, I hadn't even gotten like a traffic ticket.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, so I got off easy. And the other dude, I don't want to get into specifics because, again, I don't know where this is going to be uploaded, but he also had to do some classes. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. And the devil, because we stayed quiet, he got away.
Not even a misdemeanor?
Nope.
So what was the story? They drove me to here? Or?
Yeah, he bullshitted. They had nothing on him.
What the fuck?
They had nothing on him, and they tried to get me to talk along with the other dude. But I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah, you don't want to die.
No, straight up.
Or it up.
No, straight up. Like,
Yeah.
they had my fucking identification card, so.
Fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah. No, yeah, and I again, it's like I wake up every day just thinking what I could have done differently, but.
Believing and trying to change something.
Yeah, but unfortunately you can't change that. You learn from that. And now it's like, it sounds stupid, but because of that too, it's like I can recognize the malevolent people now. And if they have bad intentions, or if they're like sketchy and shit, it's like I'll call them out. Not even drug-wise, just like,
No, aura.
yeah, it's like, what's up with you, though? Like, what you trying to do? Like, that's my story.
Thank you for it.
Oh, yeah. But first, like I told you, I needed to fix my record and get it expunged.
You will.
I don't know. I already paid
You're
my.
like,
I already paid my attorney. I know it's gonna work. So it's just a matter of time. I already got my court date next month. So
Congratulations, man.
yeah.
I hope you do.
No, yeah. No, my attorney already told me. Like it's gonna work, and I'm gonna get the expungement and everything. So.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah.
Thank you for your time.
That's my story, man.
Thank you for your time,
It's
sir.
fucked up, but no, they just gave me gabapentin. They gave me books about trauma to read them. That's pretty much it.
So just bullshit.
Yeah.